Guys, how's it going? Range day Friday. Man, what a day it was. Took the camera out there and shot a video of some shooting that I did, and grabbed my range bag and did a little review of my Magneto Speed Sporter. This thing is a lifesaver. Between the Magneto Speed Sporter, what else will I have in my range bag? Haha, gotta have your earring protection. My Walker's Game Ear, awesome. Ammo, some more brass I gotta reload. As you can probably tell from behind me, a couple of dies, powders, some reload manuals back up there. And gotta have a data book. Must have a data book. Two things are important for accurate shooting. The key to accuracy is consistency, and if you do any reloading, consistency. Chronograph, data book, and a good quality reload manual. Here I have a Hornady, Burger, and another Hornady. This is latest edition Hornady. This right here. Oops, I'll make a mess. Love this book. Love this book. Everything in here is pretty much accurate with the powder loads that I use. This comes up great. Let me see if I can get this stuff put back together without everything falling off. And I'll do a reload video on. And everybody's been hating on this Hornady charger, but there's a trick to it. You get the trick down right, it will not give you any overcharges, but I will film that at a later time. I'm gonna set that over here out of the way. Alright, so I was at the range, was using my Magneto Speed, and this is just the basic sporter, and you've seen pretty YouTube videos just before. Here's a little command module, the bayonet. Everything comes in this little cool little plastic carrying case, the bayonet, and a nice little instruction. Slip this onto the end of your barrel, tighten the nut up, creates tension. You'll see that in the video. It's actually really cool. Neat thing about this is when you plug it up, let's see if you can see that here. As soon as you plug it up, it will start blinking, and it will give you battery and a couple other things, and voltage and sensitivities. There's mine set on high, your units, feet per second, and it's very simple. When you shoot, and you'll see it, it will come up with, I think I probably deleted my data, one little button here which you can scroll through everything. Yeah, I deleted all my strings, but when you shoot, the data comes up here. So if you do a 5, 6, 7, 8 shot string, I think it goes up to 10. I think it's 10. It will go through here, and at a later time you could just scroll through, and it will give you each one, your extreme spread, your standard deviation, all the pertinent data that you need. This thing is it's very basic, very simple. If you're just doing low development and you don't need a high-end chronograph, you just need something to get your loads down on paper so you can figure things out. This thing is awesome. Not very expensive at all. There's another version that's a step above this one that has a little bit more features, but for standard low development, this thing right here is awesome. It won't break the bank. It is awesome. One button, you can just press, and you can just basically scroll through everything. And there's hundreds of videos on this on YouTube, but I really like this. I bought this because I have a Tikka T3, which I made with, so behind me, I may bring it out. It's my hunting rifle, and I wanted to shoot 1,000 yards. Well, 1,000 yards on a Tikka T3, not uncommon. Mine's shooting a 7mm-08. Want to do it on hand loads. Real quick, as I'm going through this thing here, this thing is, let me show you that again. You got one little button right here, and you press that button, it will go through show your data. Let's see, high, low sensitivity, standard deviation. If you have it, your stream spread, you can press it again. If you have and there's your shot data, and it will just go through your shot data. So it's pretty cool, pretty neat. Really like this a whole lot. Best thing is, don't have to worry about tearing up your battery. All you do is just unplug it, boop, turns off. It's pretty neat. Now, and I'll show some videos of me setting this up and using this. I keep this in my little carrying case here. It's awesome. Which goes in my range bag, which is because you never know when. I try to, as the temperature changes, I try to chronograph when it's really hot outside. If it's 90 degrees outside, 85, 90 degrees outside, 100% humidity, I'll run a chronograph. During the winter time, I'll run my chronograph again, even though I'm doing the same loads. I want to see what my muzzle velocity difference is. You can get this from, oh, there we go, come on, there we are. I think I got this from Midway, USA. Haha, shameless plug. What I was saying is, Impact Data Book, another shameless plug. So what I'll do, and this is the way I have my book set up, just for those that are interested. It's really neat. You have your ballistic conversion charts, elevations, and this one's set for 223 55 grain, Hornady 75 grain, things of that nature. And they have range estimation, your basic size sheet. 12-ounce can is 4.75 inches, 20-ounce bottles 8.5 inches tall, standard drawer weighs 36 inches. Helps with doing some ranging. Has yards to meters conversion, so if anyone says, oh, you know, I'm shooting about 500 meters, well, kind of easy way to do a conversion on that. Let's see here. Come up. They have MOA. I shoot mils. Some phonemic alphabet, wind observation, leads, angle fire information. This is my mil sheet, so I already know this. You know, one click, 0.1, one click is 0.36 inches, so if I'm 1,000 yards, one click is going to be 3.24 inches. I can just look at the sheet. You know, if I don't want to do basic math, I can look at the sheet. So if you have one click, if yours is one click is 0.3 at 100 yards, you're 0.1 at 1,000 yards, you're at 9.72. Okay, that's how this data book's pretty much set up. Mils. There's your MOA for the guys who are using MOA. It's pretty neat. I like this. I use this book to put in all the data that I get off of my chronograph, which is pretty great. And once again, I'll do it for several different days. So if it's 100 degrees outside, 95 degrees outside with high humidity, I'll run a chronograph so I can get what my muzzle velocity, average muzzle velocity is. And during the winter time, when it's 15, 20 degrees, I'll do it again. You know, and if it's springtime, I'll do it again. So that way, during certain times of the year, I can go back to my dope and figure out what my muzzle velocity is, and it makes things so much easier. One of the other things that I use is Applied Ballistics app from Brian Litz, and I'll take that standard muzzle velocity in there, and I'll plug it into the Applied Ballistics, and that will give me what my fire solution is, and it's pretty much accurate. Let me get these out of the way. Which I love a lot. I use that when I'm shooting out to 1,000 yards, and I tip my case over, and all my brass spilled out everywhere. Keep it real. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but when you have your box, you pull it out of your bag, and it tends to tip over. Now, here we go. The projectiles that I'm shooting, these are the Hornady match grade ELDX. There's 162 grain 7mm-08. These things shoot like a laser, and the powder that I'm using is IMR 4064, and I'm running about 39.6 grains is what I'm running, and I'm like, it works very, 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 very well. As a matter of fact, my Tikka T3, everybody makes fun of it because it's my hunting rifle. These, I was shooting, I've got these right here. These are burgers, and I had two different burgers that I was shooting. I had the 168 grain, which had marginal success. There we go. I had the 168 grain, which was okay. It was not shooting nearly as fast, and I was going transonic before I hit 1,000 yards. 140 grains, which actually worked out very well. I switched to 168 grains and worked up a load, so I was using it for a hunting round. It's Friday night. It's bourbon night. So these are my great hunting rounds, and I was using these as well, trying to get some pretty good results, some accurate shooting out of it, and it was okay. It was all right, and I didn't know any better. It was good. It was good. I got some MOA, one MOA at 100 yards, so it was pretty good. And one of the guys at the range said, "Hey, you know what? Why don't you use these?" There's one right here. Just knocked all those over. Why don't you use these little VLDX? So, okay, why not? Well, I did my load development, and for my little rifle, this is what I shot when I was sighting it in. And this is out of a Tikka T3, okay? That was the first one because I forgot to adjust my my windage because I had Coriolis turned on. I was shooting out 1,000 yards and I forgot to adjust it, so I forgot to pull it all the way back. So first shot here, second shot here, pulled it in, and then right here is a 3-shot cluster. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's a 3-shot group. Alright, that's at 100 yards out of my Tikka T3, which, let me go ahead and pull that out. The bolt, so you know it's not loaded, the bolt. Now this is my Tikka T3, and also keep a chamber flag in it as well. It's my standard hunting rifle here. It's my nothing fancy, my Tikka T3. It's got a standard, as the guys make fun of me, called a pencil barrel. This is my 1,000-yard setup here, which the reason I purchased this is my hunting gun. I want to see if I can get out to 1,000 yards. So what I did, standard, didn't do anything with it, put on an Aries, Athlon Aries scope. This is a mil first focal plane. What is this one? 10 to 24. I have vortex level on here. Just to keep, as long as shooting this long range, you don't want to have any camp because it will throw everything off. So, out of the box, this thing will shoot a MOA, 1 MOA, 100 yards. Well, put this guy back over here. And that Tikka T3, I will say this. That is one of the most accurate shooting rifles I have ever had. You're going to stack 3 shots. Well, that's sub MOA right there. That is, it's probably about might be a half MOA, which for a hunting rifle like that is phenomenal. And that's with hand loads. So that's what I did this past weekend. One other thing about some of my hand loads. Now, one of the ways that really helped me with my accuracy is taking on a full-length sizing die. It's RCBS. It's my 7mm-08. There you go. It is my neck sizing die. So once I figured the most accurate solution off the lands, I set up my neck sizing die to bump the necks back so I can get consistent, accurate rounds. These are all obviously these are all fire formed to my gun, so I won't full length sizing die. I won't full length size them until I start to see the spread open up a little bit. Then I will full length size them again, see if I can get extended life out of them. I try not to run my loads too hot so I can one, spare my barrel, and the second one is so I can get a little bit more life out of this brass. Now all these are Hornady. This is all Hornady brass. So what I actually did was I picked up some Hornady ammo and fire formed it in my gun, and then used the fire formed brass, neck sized it, went out. I have a micrometer and another little device from Hornady. Stick the bullet in, have it touch the lands, pull it out, you measure it, do it a couple times, you take the average, then you jump off the lands, 50 thousandths, 30 thousandths, and so on and so forth. So you find the sweet spot, and that sweet spot, well, that's how that happens. So, between my day at the range, as you can see, I had loaded this all the way up. So these are still to be shot. These I shot. Once I slided it in and did my chronograph, it's basically set out there, and I think I got that on the film as well. I went up to 300 yards, hit the gong at 300, then went up to 500, then went up to long range and was shooting at 600 and 750. Hitting the silhouette, 600, 750, then I dialed it up. I think on mine, it's 9.4 mils is where my come up was at 1,000 yards. Had to play with it a little bit. At 1,000 yards, the elevation was great. I was supposed to go over 2 clicks to deal with Coriolis, and I had to play with that a little bit. But 1,000 yards hits, which was awesome. Only bad thing about rapid with shooting all day with that barrel is it gets hot pretty quick. Once it gets hot, everything kind of spreads out. The shots spread out. So, but real quick, once again, for anyone, and I will say this about the gun. I do not use the magazine. Why don't I use the magazine? I single feed, so I throw the magazine on the floor. I single feed every round through, chamber it, and shoot. I have never used this magazine. Why haven't I used a magazine? Well, because my bullets are seated to touch the lands. They will not fit in the magazine. They are too long. So, I don't use the magazine. I single feed every single round. That is about the only thing that I have not used with this one here. Once again, Tikka T3 plastic stock. Safety's right here, which comes up great. The trigger is the bolts over there, and obviously you can see the chamber flag, so you know it's not loaded. The trigger is extremely smooth and crisp. This thing right here is a laser, and this one's chambered in 7mm-08. Eventually I might change out the stock. This is my hunting gun, and everybody keeps telling me that this pencil barrel, I should get a bull barrel or something of that nature, a big varmint barrel, but it's my hunting gun, and I do not want to carry that big beast of a round. Now, one thing that does hinder me a bit is this large magnification. I said 1024, 624. I keep it on 6. Now this does have a parallax adjustment, so I can adjust the parallax on this side, and for those other parallax, it just keeps it in focus. That's all it is, and it goes from out to infinity. Starts at 50 yards, 100 yards, goes out to infinity. I keep mine on 50 yards and then run it out to infinity. If anyone that shoots over 750,000 yards, heat mirage is wicked, especially on hot days. So it's really hard to see anyway. But the bubble, the anti-camp bubble, it is imperative. This one right here does have an illumination reticle, which is kind of cool. Never really used it. I used it one time during dusk so I could light it up so I could actually see the reticle in here, which is kind of neat. It does have several different lights, or dimming, as you would say. But anyway, so that's what I've been up to. Usually I do my my post fly, and I do a lot of fly fishing. I also do an awful lot of shooting. I did a video before on the Spped that was done on the Glock 23. So this is the first time I've actually been able to break out with the camera and shoot my Tikka T3. If you want an awesome rifle, the Tikka T3 is hands down the best. The bolt, bring it out here again. Take this chamber flag out. The bolt just slides in, smooth, and the trigger, crisp break. I mean, just completely smooth. No jerking. So when I'm behind this weapon system, and I'm actually firing, it is just, I don't even have to think about anything. I can just slide it back, pop it around, slide it forward, lock it down, concentrate on my breathing. Don't have to worry about anything. It's nice, clean, and get a super crisp trigger pull. When I want to drop the bolt, button here on the side, lift up, button, comes out that easy. It is awesome. This thing is the best rifle system for the money. Weatherby's make Vanguard is a good weapon system. For those that don't want to spend a whole lot of money. When I say a whole lot of money, I'm talking under $500-600 bucks. Now keep in mind, these are good long accuracy hunting rifles. Now, if you want looking for nothing but a range toy, then you would look at your Ruger Precisions, or you would go with one of the custom rifle manufacturers, and you're looking at spending anywhere from $1,200 up to $7,000 for a gun. Now, the best thing about this one is I can take it to the range. I'm sitting there shooting next to guys with their $3,000-$4,000 weapon systems and $2,000 guns. They got $6,000 in there, and this Tikka T3. Hey, you know what? They're shooting the same steel I'm shooting at 1,000 yards. But the best part about it is, if I want to spend the day hunting, I can truck this one up and down the hills all day long. Let's see you do that with a bolt barrel. That's going to make for an interesting, long afternoon. So, that's what I've been up to this past couple days. So I have not been able to get my videos in, fly fishing videos like I wanted to, but I did get some good range time in, which I was very happy for. So by the time I'm done yammering with this, you'll get to see some range time. Alright, let's see if we can get this bad boy to go on and stay on. Oop. Out. See where we are. It's Magneto Speed Sporter. All right. 2608. So far, so good.
shot.